you guys. Welcome back to the As Told by Kenya podcast. You're probably like, oh my gosh, there's a podcast, even though we didn't get asked about topics. And that's because this is it's like an informal podcast. Like usually it's like Ask and Kenya will answer podcast. But I just thought today I will just talk about whatever is on my mind. There aren't a lot of things on my mind. You know what? When I had the idea for doing how my podcast how I started the podcast where I just talked about my topics and a question here or there. When I thought about doing it that way, I didn't even, I had so much on my mind then, but I guess I don't anymore. So we'll just get into what I've been thinking about. Number one, housekeeping. We're going to have to figure something out to make the Zoom parties a lot more, ear-friendly? To make the Zoom parties a lot more ear-friendly. I never thought in a million years as many people who are on the Zoom parties would be in the Zoom parties. And therefore, that comes with a lot of noise. There's a lot of people talking at the same time. And there's so many good conversations going on. So we're going to have to find a way to make it still organic, but a little bit more organized. And that is no one's fault other than Kenya's. I should have known that this was going to happen before it happened. I should have known that a lot of people were going to be in the Zoom parties. So that is another thing that's one thing that it has been running through my head as of lately, trying to think of ways to get the Zoom party to be more listener friendly. And then I also am thinking about starting a Discord. We were talking about this. What were we talking about this? And I don't know if we were talking about this in the comments, because in the last Zoom party, I spent most of my time towards the latter part in the comments. And I think in the comments, we were discussing starting a Discord. So I am going to look into that, because that would be fun. Because I had so much fun in the comments, because the previous Zoom party, I was not really in the comments. I wasn't really focused on the comments, but I was in the comments, and the comments had me dying. You guys are funny. And then I've noticed that I'm having a more fun experience on social media right now, because I'm focusing on what I want to focus on. So right now, all I want to talk about on social media is Hamilton. I want to talk about Leslie. I want to talk about David. I want to talk about Anthony. I want to talk about Renee. I want to talk about Pippa. I want to talk about all things Hamilton. And so I've been having fun on social media just doing that. So I'm imagine if I could do this on Discord. If we just had an As Told by Kenya Discord where people just talked about what they wanted to talk about, and you kind of get to filter out the other noise, because that's been my problem with social media. There's no filtering out. If one person on your timeline decides that they want to put a video of someone dying up there, we all have to freaking talk about the video of someone dying, and everything that you actually want to talk about gets ignored. So I found that on social media, if I just stick to the nooks and crevices that interest me, which is talking about TV, which is talking about music, which is talking about Hamilton, which is just talking about all things that I find to be fun in this terrible time. We're going to talk about how terrible my time has been. If I just focus on talking about those things, life can just be a lot more fun. So I want to start a Discord, and someone in the comments said that they wanted to help me start the Discord. We don't do free labor around here. I will pay you to help me start the Discord, because whoever said that they wanted to, because we don't do free labor. Therefore, if you were the person who said that in the chat, just hit me up and we will figure that out, because that will be fun. That was a good idea, because I had so much fun in the comments of that video. I'm putting on foundation right now and I'm looking ashy. Anyways, and I don't know why. Moving on. Let's move on to why I am having a terrible time in life right now. Child, this is the first time in quarantine where I can literally say I am bored. I am bored. Like, I'm bored. Like, I wake up every day because as of like lately, not as of lately, but like I've been thinking about my YouTube, like the different YouTube content that I want to get out, but because I've kind of not been active on YouTube this week, I realized shit, outside of YouTube, your girl don't really be doing much of anything. Is anybody else feeling like that outside of like work? You don't be up to much? Because I've been so, like, every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, I need to do a podcast. I need to do this. I need to do that. But because I've been, like, not even on purpose, but I've kind of taken a step back this week, it's like, I'm like, wait a minute. Outside of like Astoldbykenya, I'm not really doing much. And that is where I think I am being led to something bigger. Hold on tight. Because I think I've been so comfortable with what's going on in quarantine because I'm like, I'm not bored. I have work to do. I have this to do. And then when I'm not, I have TV shows I'm interested in and da-da-da-da-da. But now that I'm seeing, actually, Kenya, you are bored, it's going to lead me to find purpose and find interest in other things. That is what I'm thinking I'm supposed to get out of this. I'm supposed to get out of this that Kenya, there are other things to life than your YouTube channel. There's other things to life than just being a person for other people. Yes, that's the word. There's so much more to life than just performing for other people, performing your personality for other people, because at the end of the day, that is what YouTube is. YouTube is you performing a personality that everyone knows for the camera. I don't care what anyone says when they say they're turned on the camera, they're so authentic. Of course you are, because that's you. But you know, when people click play on your videos, they are expecting a performance. I don't care who you are. I don't care what videos you make. People are expecting a performance every time they click play on one of your videos. And it can be easy and it can be draining at the same time if you don't feel like performing. Like, I don't feel like performing this week, really. Like, there's nothing I want to talk about. The stuff that people want me to talk about, I don't really have much interest in it. And so I'm like not in the mood to perform, right? And it's like, Kenya, outside of performing, what do you do? Like, what do you have to do? And that's why I found myself uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable, but it is a good uncomfortable. It's not like a fun uncomfortable, like I'm not having fun, child, but it's making me find purpose and look into things that I never like looked into before. You want to know what I feel like? I feel like college Kenya. I feel like college Kenya who like would just come home from class and like have to find something to get into until her friends get out of class, or until like tomorrow. You just have to find things that entertain you. You have to find things that are fun for you. That is what I feel like. I feel like college Kenya having to find things to do. And usually when we're not in quarantine, it's quite easy for me to find things to do when I'm in these little ruts, because I will plan a vacation. Like, hey, let's go out of town this week, boyfriend. Do all of those things. But because we are in quarantine, there's only but so much you can plan. There's only but so much you can do. So I think I'm being led to like find different facets of my personality. If you guys hear something shaking, it's my brush to my makeup. Ghetto child. But yeah, I'm blending out a mean contour. Sometimes anybody, my contour girls out there, like, do y'all like love a sickening contour? I do, because I just told y'all my foundation was a little gray, which I completely fixed. I'm about to record a Hamilton video, so you guys will see how I look in the video and tell me if I look gray, child. But I think I like got it together. Into ways. Should we get into Hamilton or should we get on Naya Rivera? Let's get on Naya. I kind of want to end with Naya Rivera. That'll end my thoughts on things, on like what's going on in my life. Let's get into the positive that is my life. And that is Hamilton. Don't you love when something surprises you? Don't you love when a plan comes together? Don't you love falling in love? You guys, Hamilton can be as problematic as whoever writes a think piece wants to make it. I don't care. Kia doesn't care. We are 5 months deep in quarantine. I promise you I don't care. I promise you I do not care what your think pieces are on Hamilton as far as it being problematic. I do not care. I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm actually not even going to engage period in you, because I don't like, I'm 7 rewatches deep. Like, what do you want from me now? I am 7 rewatches deep, and anyone who knows me knows Kenya refuses to make her politics performative. If Kenya likes something, she is going to acknowledge the messiness of it. She is going to not acknowledge the problematic of it, and she is going to move. We're going to have to move. We're going to have to move regardless. We're going to have to move regardless, and that's how I feel about Hamilton. And then, on top of that, y'all think pieces actually kind of, the ones I have seen don't even be having a lot of basis. But you know what? We move on. I'm not getting into think pieces. If you believe your think piece is like the best thing since like sliced bread, then who am I to tell you it's not, right? Your think piece is outstanding. Anyways, Hamilton, lover. I absolutely adore Hamilton. I adore everything about Hamilton. And here's the thing, my Hamilton friends. I've listened to the Hamilton soundtrack before, like, the film came out, maybe once or twice. Like, I was very, very familiar with the story of Hamilton. Hamilton got big my senior year of high school, and like it was really big my freshman year of college. Like, Hamilton was huge. Everyone loved Hamilton. So I was actually quite aware of everything. Like, I knew the entire premise of Hamilton. I knew it all. I knew who the actors were in Hamilton. I knew everything about Hamilton. And never did it appeal to me. I'm going to be honest. It never really appealed to me. Like, Hamilton was one of those things I always thought I could appreciate and not love. Like, I appreciate what was done here. Great craftsmanship, but it's just not for me. That's what I always thought Hamilton would be in my life, my relationship with Hamilton. So, we always knew that the Hamilton film existed. I remember when they recorded the Hamilton film, so I knew the Hamilton film existed, but like all things on Broadway, I thought we would never see it. Like, it'd just be one of those things like, hey, remember when they did the Hamilton film? And then last year, I think they said it was going to come out, but it was going to come out in 2021. So, when they pushed it up, because of COVID, which, thank you, Disney, the rat comes through once. Like, the rat came through with this one, and they pushed it up. I was excited. I'm not going to, like we are 5 months deep into quarantine. Of course, I was excited. Like, I mean, the little things. Like, can we agree the little things at this point? It is the little things at this point. It's your delivery actually getting here on time. It's not having to do the dishes. It's the little things that really give you the boost we need to go on. Like, it's the small things. And this really gave me a will to live. I am not going to lie. I literally got a will to live from watching this. So I didn't watch Hamilton when it came out on Friday. I watched it the following Saturday because I didn't think my boyfriend would be interested in watching Hamilton with me. So I waited until he left to go out of town to click play on Hamilton. And when I tell you, I don't know if it was blackness. I don't know if it was vocals. I don't know if it was talent. I don't know what made me fall in love with this stage production, but I did immediately. I did from the very first word that came out of whomsoever's mouth. I fell in love. Like, I don't know what came over me. Like, you ever watch something and say, I'm going to watch this on repeat for the next week? That is what I did when I clicked play on Hamilton. Like, after the first song, I was like, oh, I'm going to be obsessed. Like, I am about to watch this, like, every single day. And lo and behold, I have watched it every single day. I am completely in the Hamilton community. Like, I'm not reading fan fiction because I have, like, respect for myself. But, like, if I was a kid, that's where we'd be now. We'd be on Kenya's reading Hamilton fan fiction. Like, I'm obsessed with all things Hamilton. I'm watching cast interviews. I'm there. Like, I'm there. I'm in it. And you want to know something? That's why this is why I say, leave your problematic think pieces at the door. This is the only thing that has brought me joy. Like, this is the only thing that feels like a vacation. Like, that feeling you get when you're going on vacation. Like, you're going on vacation today. That feeling, I am getting that feeling from every time I click play on Hamilton. I get that feeling. I get that, wow, I'm going on vacation today. Like, I reward myself with Hamilton. Like, I told myself, Kenya, if you sit down, you get a podcast up, you do your makeup, you record a Hamilton video, you can watch Hamilton today. That is what I told myself. I told myself, Kenya, you can reward yourself with Hamilton if you get some work done for the first day ever this week. And I said, okay, that's what I'm going to do. That is what I'm going to do. But if I don't get it done, like if I don't, because a part of me does not want to sit down and record this Hamilton video, but I'm going to do it, and it's going to feel amazing. It's going to feel absolutely amazing once I do it, because it means I can watch Hamilton this afternoon. It means at like 6 o'clock, I can rev up Hamilton, and I'm at the space now with Hamilton. I fast forward the parts I don't want. Like, I fast forward. I go back and forth on how I experience Hamilton. Like, at first, I will, if I'm feeling like I'm really feeling down, I will just watch it through. Like, I'll just watch it through. I won't even, try to get to my favorite parts. It's more so, instead of getting to my favorite part, it's more of fast forwarding through this shit I don't want to watch, which literally is every part where Lynn is singing. I hate him. If you want to know why my Twitter name is my Twitter name, it's because Lynn was the weakest part of the production. Not the production, child. I say he wrote the dang thing. He was the weakest part of the play when it came to talent in the singing department, in the acting department. Like, he really tried to sabotage something great. He really tried to take something that was good for me. And if it wasn't for Leslie, giving us everything the show required, we would have had a bad show. There's a reason why Leslie won the Tony over Lynn. It's evident. The talent is really speaking for itself at this point, so I can move on. So yes, if I'm I think that's am I gonna do a full rewatch today? I think I might actually do a full. It's always according to my spirits. It's according to my spirits on whether I watch the whole thing through or not. Did I watch the whole thing through yesterday? No, I skip the end sometimes because it's sad and Philip is gone. So I skip the end sometimes, but I don't always skip the end. Sometimes I really I'll watch the full thing. It's just according to my spirit. But when I say I skip parts, I'm still watching I'm still watching about a 2 hour and about 35-minute show. I ain't skipping that much. I'm like skipping like 2 songs. Like there's like 2 songs I don't like. I'm never watching Hurricane. Like that's the truth. I never watched the Hurricane before. If you are not into Hamilton, you're like, can you shut up? Can you shut up? Like you talk about this on Twitter. You talk about this. You're making a whole video on it. I'll shut up now. I'll shut up now. But yeah, I do skip a few of the parts. But outside of that, child, my life is every last bit of just boring. Of every last bit of boring. Like, and what's so crazy is I love having a boring life. A boring life used to be my thing. Like, I prided myself on my life being pretty boring. My life is pretty status quo. When people say, like, Kenya, what are you up to today? I'm like, nothing. Like, and I love it that way. I love being able to say, I'm not going to do anything today. Like, I don't have the answer to the man. I am going to sit at home and do nothing today. But, like, I'm not enjoying it. Like, I'm nothing short of miserable. Like, but I think it's just growing pains because I think I went through this phase before while we were in quarantine. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how long we have literally been in quarantine? Can we talk about how long, the fact that I have phases of quarantine, the fact that I can say, I think I've been through this phase before. Like, can we talk about how we are going to be in our homes all year? From March to December, hopefully, like we hope by December, by January 1st, when we're shooting off firecrackers and ringing in the new year, we hope that it is like safe enough for us to be outside. Like we hope they can fill up Times Square on New Year's. But when I tell you that sounds next to like unimaginable, it sounds next to unimaginable to believe that anyone is leaving the house for a very long time. Like concerts, what are those? I can imagine. It's so funny that like the NFL and like the college football leagues and like basketball, like they think they're going to be a thing. Like they think they're going to be a thing. I find like, especially like college football, because college football is supposed to literally start in a month and some change. It's so funny that they believe people are going to be inside a football stadium. I went to the University of Alabama. I know I know what a football stadium is. I know what happens at tailgates. Like I know it's not possible. I don't know how else to tell you except tell you when something is not possible. It makes no sense to believe that people are going to be hugged up, bunched up, making out. That's what I feel about college. Like half the fun of college is the human interaction. It's being close to people. It's staying over at your friend's house. It's like it's being fun. If you out here dipping and doing it, it's fool-la-lying with people you will never see again. Like that's the like appeal of college. Do you really think you're going to put people on a campus and COVID numbers are not going to go through the roof? Why they're not canceling this entire school year is beyond me. Like, it's so funny how tied we are to like societal norms. Like, why not just not go to school? Why not just shut the country down for a year? Like, why not do it? And I think that's very easy to say as someone who's my age. I want to check my privilege. I want to check my young person privilege. And I also want to check my Kenya ain't got shit going on privilege. Because imagine if this was 2015 when Kenya went off to college, I'd be nothing short of devastated right now. I'd be nothing short of devastated. If I was an older person, I'd be devastated. Like I'm 23 years old and I feel like a year of my life just like got wasted. Like I think on October 26th, when it's my birthday, when I'm supposed to be turning 24, I'm going to tell people I'm 23 again. Like not me. You're not taking this year from me. I'm going to tell people I'm 23 again because like I can only imagine what it feels like to be an older person who like the years are already, dwindling down. Like you ain't got too many to go. How it can just be a lot. How it can just be a lot. And then I think about the people who have parents who are negligent, the people who have partners who are abusive, like just telling people like, hey, stay in the house. Like sometimes you have to check your privilege just a little bit, but that goes into the bigger argument of why we need to defund the police and fund community programs, because it shouldn't have to be that way, right? I shouldn't have to be this miserable. We shouldn't have to worry about children not eating. We shouldn't have to worry about people with negligent partners and abusive partners. We shouldn't have to, because they should have outlets to go if things were to get bad. But we know that doesn't exist because we have police departments that are funded like small countries. Like, are we understanding? Are we understanding where things are getting, like, why things don't make sense? Are we understanding why things don't make sense? Next thing I want to get into is Amy Cooper not going to jail. I want you guys to understand something and understand me well. I don't care about prison. Never in my life, and I'm like, never in my life recently, since I've read books, since I've like really like understood what my beliefs are, never in my life have I wanted someone to go to jail. I haven't. And it's so crazy when you tell people that, because they think you're being disingenuous. But I'm here to tell you I'm not being disingenuous. When I saw Amy Cooper try to get that black guy thrown in jail, I was upset with her. I wanted someone to fight her. I really didn't care if she was on this earth or if she was not. But never once did I think, put that woman in jail. Remember Laura Loughlin, the whole college admission scandal, and revolutionary, I said I didn't want this woman to go to jail. Like I said on my platform, I didn't want this woman to go to jail. Like I don't believe for cheating, getting your child into college via cheating warrants you sitting in a place where people are beaten, abused. Like I don't think it warrants that. And of course she wouldn't go to a place like that, but I don't believe in the American prison industrial system. That is what Kenya doesn't believe in. I do not believe in the prison system. I don't believe in the way in which we say someone is guilty or innocent. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in prison. And when you tell people that, they're like, what are you talking about? What about the killers and the rapists? First of all, there are texts on that. Like, they're like, when people say that, I'm like, you haven't done the reading. Like, we've talked about it. People are actively talking about this. Angela Davis talked about this longer. Look, these things have been abolitionists have been talking about this forever. You think you're the first person to think, hey, what about the rapists and the murderers? No, like, read a book. And I don't agree with what everyone said. And to be quite honest, I used to be someone who would just say, reform it, right? Like, let's reform it. But then even that opinion changed. As the more and more I see, I realize this system can't be reformed because it's built on the idea that it is brutal. It's built on the idea that it is filled with a bunch of black people. How do you reform something that is built on the idea that black people deserve to die? Explain that to me. How do you invest in a system that is built on the idea that black people should be the number one people who should be in here? That is what I can't do. I can't sit here and say, I hate prison, but I want certain people to go. I can't do that. I find that to be paradoxical. I find that to be lacking backbone. I think a lot of people, when they say things like fuck the police and the police are this and the police are that, it's missing, like, it's your stance on these things are missing backbone. It's missing actual belief. I think a lot of people's beliefs on that are missing actual beliefs. Like, you can't hate prison but want someone who was trying to get a black man thrown in prison. Like, you can't, I'm here to tell you, I think you guys believe in a magical world where white women who falsely accuse black men of things go to jail, and black men who are who are falsely accused of things or didn't do anything don't go to jail. Like, I think y'all think that world can exist, but I'm here to tell you, as long as the system is, the American industrial prison system exists, that doesn't exist. That world does not exist. It is not, there's nowhere in America can there exist a world where, hey, white women go to jail for the things that they do and black men don't. I'm here to tell you, as long as the prison system that is in place right now exists, they're going to make sure that black people are put in it. That is why I say I don't believe in the American prison system, because the American prison system is built only for black people to be in it. And so as long as you are okay with a few white people going too, like I can't see you there. Like, I see what you want to do. I know what you want to do, and I'm not calling anyone dumb. I'm not calling anyone like unintelligent. Like, I know what you want. Like, you want Amy Cooper to be taken to task. You want Amy Cooper to be taken to task for what she did. But I'm here to tell you that you also have to think about what also do you want. Amy Cooper is so far away from what I want for black people. Like, you don't understand. Amy Cooper is so far away. I hope I'm saying that woman's name. I really don't care if I'm saying her name right. She is so far away from the vision I see for black people in America. Like, so far. Like, her going to jail does nothing. For every Amy Cooper that goes to jail, I'm here to tell you 150 black men, 160 black women, 120 trans people will go to jail. Like, that is what I don't think you guys understand. That for every white person who goes in there, a plethora of black people go to jail. And that is why I say I don't believe in this. Like, you're going to have to miss me with the, I don't want black people in jail, but hey, I want this bitch in jail. Like, no, like, I don't believe in anyone going, like, and when you say that, people think you're saying, I want people to just walk free on the streets. Not in what world? You think we really have in politics around wanting murderer and rapists just running around? Number one, I meet people with this. Child, you know how many murderers and rapists run around right now? Like when I present you with that topic, like, murderers and rapists, like, your uncle is probably one of the two of those. Like, your cousin is probably one of the two of those. Like, it's like the prison system has never stopped murderers and rapists from going. Do you see who the president of the United States is and like, what do you think the president of the United States is? Like, murderers and rapists walk freely. Do you see the entertainers on your television? Like, murderers and rapists, I'm making, like, something's not clicking to you. Like, you're missing the fact. I just think people believe in this idea of justice so much. You want to believe the bad guys lose in the end. But I'm here to tell you, the bad guys never lose in the end. The people who lose is the people who ain't got shit. Those are the people who lose every single time. So when you guys get mad, why is he taking the high road? Why is he not going to cooperate with the Manhattan Police Department? Why would I cooperate with a police department who would have sent me to jail if not for a video? Like, why would I cooperate with that? Like, why? Look, you don't get to pick and choose when you're okay with a system that oppresses people. Like, you don't get to cross the picket line when it's your shift. You don't stand with people, we're not crossing the picket line. But then when it's your shift, you're like, we can cross this line. We can do that. Like, that's okay. That's no big deal. Like, no, you have to 100% always be for what you are. So anyways, that was a tangent. So I have to, like, wrap up on Naya Rivera really quick. I am devastated. The Santana character on Glee meant so much to me as a kid. It meant so much to me. Glee meant so much to me as a kid. And Naya Rivera, there was just like a time where I thought Naya Rivera was like the most beautiful woman walking the face of this earth. Like, I really did. Like, obsessed with Naya Rivera, obsessed with everything she did. And Naya Rivera got a bad rep post Big Sean. She got a really bad reputation post Big Sean and her getting married to another man on the same day. I was thinking about this. She got a reputation that she in no way, shape, or form deserved, because no man gets that same Naya Rivera really didn't do nothing. Like, when you look back on what Naya Rivera, like, did, it was nothing. Like, it was nothing. Like, we were really rude to someone who didn't deserve to be treated rudely. Like, it's sad, and you hope they find her. It's bleak right now, like, it's bleak. And you hope they find her, and you hope her family gets peace. And there's conspiracy theories running around. I don't engage because what is it gonna do, right? What is it gonna do? I just feel bad. I feel bad for her son. Like, I feel bad for her. Like, that's just not what you expected to come out of the Naya Rivera story. Naya Rivera was doing well. Like, you just didn't expect that out of the Naya Rivera story. I remember, you guys know, I marathon Even Stevens, and Naya Rivera wasn't Even Stevens. I remember watching episodes. I'm like, Naya Rivera was, like, really, really out here. Like, she was really doing something. Like, she's been there, like, this whole time. It's just sad. It's just sad at 33 years old to even have to go through this, whatever has happened now. It's just sad. It's just sad to think about her brother. It's sad to think about her mom. Like, Afro-Latina queen. Like, it's sad. It's sad to see. I feel a ways. Naya Rivera has me feeling a way. Anyways, that was all I really wanted to talk about today. It was a quick podcast today. I didn't have too much to chit chat about. I actually did want to talk about the Black femininity movement, but I think I'm going to make a Patreon's only video about the Black femininity movement and how it's a joke and how I hate most everyone who's in that community. And if that happens to be you who are listening, hey, what did Kenya say? Choke twice. Like, I know, I actually don't hate the people who, like, buy into it. I blame the people who sell it. I don't blame the buyers. I blame the sellers, because y'all are selling pipe dreams and y'all are selling anti-Blackness to people who just want love. So I find you guys to be really, really disingenuous and ugly. Anyways, I'm going to go eat lunch. I know it's kind of late. It's 4 o'clock right now, and I'm going to eat lunch. I've been skipping breakfast. You guys, if you guys knew how much weight I have gained in quarantine, I'm sure you probably can see it from my videos. Like, Kenya's face might be getting fat. I don't know. You never know how you look to other people. Like, I'm sure, like, I feel big. Like, once Kenya starts feeling like unlike herself, it's a no-go. So yeah, I've been cutting back on my snacking and only eating when I feel hungry. That is what Kenya has been trying to do. Please do not follow anything that Kenya says. Kenya is not a nutritionist. Kenya is not a doctor. Kenya does not know your situation. I just know that Kenya, if she can eat something, she will eat something, even if she is not hungry. So we're trying to nip that in the bud. So this is actually, I ate some Chex Mix and I was like, I'm not hungry. Like, because I'm not doing anything, I'm not hungry. Like, if I was actually doing stuff, if I was walking around, if I was going to a class, if I was doing, like, it would make sense for me to be hungry. But, like, I wake up, I get out of my bed at like 12. Like, I wake up at like 10. I listen to the Hamilton soundtrack. And then after I listen to the Hamilton soundtrack, I'm like up. I bother my boyfriend. And then, like, I haven't done anything that has, like, stirred up a hunger in me. And then at night, because I eat lunch so late, I eat dinner at, like, 10. So, like, I really not that much time has passed since the last time I ate. So, it's weird. I'm in a weird eating tizzy. But we're just trying to be healthy, right? That's the thing. I don't feel 100%. Like, I am very in tune with my body, and I know when I'm not feeling good. Like, I'm not feeling like Kenya. Like, there's something on me that's not Kenya-ish. Like, you're doing something to your body that your body doesn't want to do. Does anyone else feel like that? Like, sometimes you just feel like you're doing something to your body that your body would much rather you not. That is how I've been feeling. Like, my body doesn't even want to eat anymore. Like, Kenya, and that's why I think I haven't been that hungry, because this is the first time I'm, like, giving my stomach a break. I'm giving my body a break, and it's telling me, like, thank you. Like, okay, King, You've done enough eating. You've done it. We're good. Like, just eat your square meals, and you don't need to be snacking. You don't need to be doing, because we're good. Like, for the last five months, that's all you've been doing. We are good. And so I'm listening to my body. We're good. We're good over here. So anyways, with that being said, I don't know when you guys are going to get the next YouTube video out of me. It may come. You guys are going to get a Patreons only video from me soon, but it's going to be the Black Femininity video. And I need to, why am I running through thoughts with you guys? Yeah, so that, you guys are definitely going to get that soon. Probably Sunday, if I can sit down and record it tomorrow. I think I'm going to go fishing tomorrow, which fishing is just going to consist of me on a lawn chair reading a book. What book should I read? Maybe I should read the new Hunger Games book. I don't know. I still haven't read Linden Hills yet, you guys. I'm trash, and I said we were going to do that book club. Anyways, Zoom party next week. Give me advice on how we going to get things together, or maybe, how we going to get things together, but Zoom party is next week, sometime next week, right? Anyways, I love you guys so much. Hear me in the next one. Bye-bye.